Whenever I'm watching a Nigerian movie, I always cannot help but wonder, is there an alternate universe somewhere that I'm not aware of that has a Nigeria in it, that the producers in this Nigeria existing are looking at and copying their way of life and selling it over here and putting it like, oh, maybe this is how Nigerian people are. Tell me why in Nigerian movies they wear their outside shoes inside the house. Like somebody be coming back from work or picking up their kids or from the market, or there's a visitor that came visiting and they'll wear the shoe that they wore outside inside the house. In what Nigeria do we do that? We pull our shoes outside. We don't bring that shoe inside the house. We pull it outside, and if we want to bring it back inside, we dust it, we clean it outside before bringing it in, because we don't bring outside inside the house. For me, is the fact that in Nigeria we have a plethora of delicacies from the different ethnic groups that we have, beautiful cultures that we have, but whenever they are eating in a Nollywood movie, if it's breakfast, it's only toast with tea and egg that they are eating. Akamu has never made an appearance with moi moi or with akara or with beans. It's always fried rice and chicken or jollof rice with salad, and they'll be eating it with the cutlery and cutting it like this, and you understand, not saying that people don't do that in the country, but that is not the majority of our reality. That's not what we eat. That I have to pray to the gods of the land to come by a movie with fufu in there, or with amala in there, with ewedu. I have never seen okra soup on screen. Don't even ask for ogbolo. Abacha, can't find it. Unkwobi, never at the joints they are hanging at. And let's not even talk about roadside foods and snacks. No, they don't be eating no roadside foods and snacks in their movies. Those are too local for them. But back to swallow for a moment. If you even manage to come by a movie with them people eating swallow in the movies, they'll be using fork and knife to eat it. Because why would they be eating fufu with their hands? That's classless. That's backwards. That's uncivilized. Again, what Nigeria is this people's standard? Who are they mimicking? And quite frankly, I'm starting to feel like we are not even their target audience. Because what are they trying to prove, and who are they trying to prove it to? And there are a plethora of examples, or maybe I might make a series on this, pointing out these things that they do in Hollywood movies that make absolutely no sense. But the focus of this video is movies are a big way to pedestalize and show culture, the richness that you have in your culture. But if there is one thing that we have done with our movie industry, is do the opposite of it. And this is why, using our K-drama lovers for example, even though the majority of us have not been to South Korea, we know a lot about their culture, how they bend to the side when drinking if with their adults, how they put their shoes outside just like us before getting into the house. Not only has Nollywood since its inception been demonizing our culture, our history, our tradition, our way of life, us even as a people, they have been pedestalizing cultures of them people over ours. That is why, of course, they would be wearing shoes, the outside shoes inside the house, because it's them people they are mimicking. It is their way of life that they are mimicking. Even though we don't do that in Nigeria, it doesn't matter. That is why all back, for example, right, has been relegated to village hairstyle, poor people hairstyle. When you are poor and in the village and miserable, it's the all back. And when you make it and move to the city, now they have a 30 inches bust down. Our hair has been relegated to backwardness, poverty, and their hair has been put on the pedestal of, oh, this is the standard of beauty, this is the evidence of success. So it's no wonder that we have people like that lady, what's her name again, the one from BB Nigeria that said, don't bring your natural hair to my events, your natural hair is for house, or whatever the fuck she said. We don't talk about enough the power media has over the minds of a people. When we talk about self-hatred issues in our community, I don't think we have collectively come to realize that the role Nollywood had to play in making sure that there are self-hating people, that we want to, as much as possible, collectively move as far away from our authentic selves as possible. And let's not even talk about how overly embellished and fake the majority of Nollywood movies are. And because these people are trying so hard to embellish and polish our movies and reflect a reality that isn't Nigerian reality, you have these people on there that will be sounding swing, like, yes, I know there is not a single Nigerian accent, but that particular one, God, is none of our accents. Why is it here? Like, it's only in a Nigerian movie that you have actors that are sounding not Nigerian in a Nigerian movie. Do you know if a British person were to be casted for an American movie, and that person is supposed to be American in that movie, that British person would have to fake in an American accent in that movie, because they have to blend in. They have to be American because the character they are playing is an American. But in the Nigerian industry, in Nigerian movies, because they are not trying to be Nigerian, they're trying to be everything but Nigerian. So of course, even though, yes, fine, like, I get it, you may have been born outside the country, so yes, that's your accent, right? But when you want to play a role, you have to take on that role. And if the role is Nigerian, you have to have at least one of the Nigerian accent based on the region of the character that you are supposed to be coming from. You get what I mean? But it's not like that in Nigeria, in the industry, because they are trying to pedestalize everything that is not Nigerian. They don't care about, they would actually prefer you not even sound Nigerian. The more you can swing, the better, because that's what is pedestalized. That's what is seen as the peak. That's better. Like, and again, it brings me back to the point of authenticity. These people don't give a fuck about giving authentic whatever. They have a standard of non-Nigerianness with the colonizer mentality that the majority of them obviously have. That's why you be seeing them swings. And let's not even talk about how this industry has for years been targeting and or stereotyping and or demonizing even certain ethnic groups. The Igbos are the blood money people you should be scared of in Nigeria. They will use you for rituals. The Calabars, they have relegated to houseboy and gateman, same with the Hausas. And they constantly bring these people down and constantly paint them as people who are slow or are not as progressive or dumb, and they use them for comedic streak. I mean, what's the English? They just basically use these people for laughs. It's still the same industry that made Nigerians believe that the cause of their problem is spiritual, that it is their family members and their village people that are after them. It's still the same industry that pedestalized the idea of Jakba. The princes never live in the country, they're always coming from the US or the UK. Personally, I see the Nollywood industry and the church industry as one as the same. They are nothing but institutions that were set up by individuals who came out of colonization with a colonized mindset. And they set up this foundation of what the industries are going to be looking like and run by to help continue the work of the colonizers. That's what it is.